All right, so if we want to do options, just say that we want to trade KO. What we want to do is set up a watch list that over here in the left-hand side is going to be called something, right? And you guys know with trading or Thinkorswim, you can hit this plus sign and you can just put whatever you want in here. You could do a scratch pad, so if you want to make notes, you could type in there and so forth. But in this case, we're just going to do like a watch list. Okay, so like this. Um, I think we can name it. Do we just click on it? Let me see. Won't let me edit or what? Well, whatever. Let's make it red. And then let's go to KO. And let's say we want to take a swing because I like swings, right? I'm going to right click here and I'm going to say, um, and see, it won't add unless I name it. Anybody know how I name this really quick? I forget. Let's create watch list. There we go. Watch list name. Focus. And save. All right, there's focus. Now let's right click on here and we go to add and then we add to focus. Boom. So if you look in here, the option's there. Okay. So the idea is if we come over here to charts and we make this yellow. Okay. See how we have it yellow? Well, how do I get this inside that chart? You click on this icon here, customize that. We're going to keep going down until we find, I think it's called send to. So it's going to be, it's all alphabetical order, by the way. We're going to come down here to the S's. And you can also type it in to make it quicker. So look up column send to. Let's just do like a red, add that item, a yellow, add that item. Okay. Hit OK. Now see here in the watch list, it's going to give you an option to send this option to this chart. This chart is yellow. This is yellow. This is yellow. Boom, we hit it. So this is how you get the premium chart to come up on Thinkorswim. And then when I open this, this is the option that we are trading. Okay. So I've shown you guys this before, but if you're new, let's go ahead and start from right here. We're going to do a trigger with a bracket. Let's say that every time you take options, you don't want to lose more than 50 cents per contract. Okay. And you would like to get a dollar return. So that's a what? 2 to 1, correct? So we're going to put 0.5 here. Remember, pay attention. It says stop and limit. Limit's what you want to be taking profits at. Okay. Now we can add another trigger with 2 brackets. Okay. So in this case, what I can do is stop is 50 cents. This is if you take more than 1 option or 3 options. You could do trigger with 3. But we're going to go 0.5 here on a stop. 0.5 on the stop here. It doesn't matter. Okay. Just like that. Up here, notice that I'm taking profits at $1 move and a $2 move. Okay. Everybody understand that? So I can name this option. Whoops. Option 2 trims or 2 targets. Let's say 2 targets. Okay. We're going to save. Now, if I wanted to buy KO right here and say I'm just going to pay up again. So if I were to buy 5 of these and I get stopped out at 50 cents, this is intraday only because when we go overnight, we're assuming full risk. This would be 5 times that 50 and you'd lose about plus or minus 5 to 10 bucks. Okay. So I probably want to stay around 4 contracts because hypothetically my number is $250. So I'm only willing to lose $250. So notice when I come up here and I go to buy market, okay, everything, the bracket's there. Now watch this. Okay, boom, send trade. Okay, I'm in 4 contracts, okay, at $3.05. Everybody understand that? If I were to trim, this is what it looks like. 2 here and 2 down here. Everybody understand that? Remember what we said. We want half of this to sell $1 up, and we want the other half to sell $2 up. In the event this happens, I collect 400 here, and then up here I collect 800. Does everybody understand that? This bracket stays here. Okay. Is anybody listening? Or should I just record and move on? I don't know if anybody's here. I really don't. Okay, cool. So we have this here as a bracket. Do you guys see this over here? This is a bracket. See, I can move this. Look at this. Isn't that cool? Come on now. It's super cool. All right. I can move this anywhere I want. We're going to try to keep it where I had it. Okay. And then I could move the bigger one as well. Okay. Remember, these are separated, but we want the stop to be the same, but we want the return to be, let's say that we want the stop to be the same, but this thing's really moving. I really like it. Well, I could take this too and I can move it. See this? This is what's badass. And if you have the trendy levels on your chart, you can move these to the edges and you can sell these right before the edges and you can enter right before the edges just by setting up these bracket trades. Okay? Everybody understand that? So let's come back over here and just make sure we didn't mess anything up. So my stops down here. Notice that 4 of them, if stopped out, would cost me $200. Remember, hypothetically, I'm trading with a $250 risk. Okay? I'm only willing to lose $250. The reason why we didn't put more risk on there is because I have too many contracts and it would have went over my $250 that I'm okay with. Once again, my disclaimer, if we don't lose $200 today, it doesn't mean that we can't wake up tomorrow and be down $900. Okay? Please understand that. Risk on options is what you take home. What you trade intraday, you can control for the most part. There is a very small percentage of a chance that if the market halted, if back in the day, for example, when our last POTUS was in office, there would be a tweet, and that tweet could disrupt the market big time. Back when we were, concerned about Korea, a missile could go off somewhere and we'd get a catalyst in the market and things could change very quickly. So there's this thing called slippage. Okay. So just because you have this stop in here, folks, does not mean that you will automatically get stopped out. There is a situation in the market where slippage can happen, and typically that comes from a very, very crazy catalyst that happens in the market. Okay, again, some kind of big old news catalyst that just pops in the market. And what happens with slippage, okay, what happens with slippage is when that event happens, see the bid and ask over here, these guys that are asking will automatically just disappear. Okay, they're gone. See ya, right? And it will drop. Let's say like this thing drops $4 in a matter of 30 seconds. Okay. Then it could totally, because what they're seeing is they're like, well, this shit ain't worth 3. I'm gonna come down here. It's gonna be at 2. Or the bid and ask will change. It'll just slip right past this. So there is that chance, but for the most part, okay, it's like you don't want to be too concerned, but you need to understand that whatever you buy, that is a risk, right? Does everybody understand what I'm trying to say? Like in the military, when I was in the Air Force, we trained 99% of the time for a 1% chance of that probability of happening. So we kind of laugh about it, you know? You're always like training for something that really only has a 1% chance of happening. The chance of slippage happens when we have wide spreads on options, okay? Wide spreads on options and a major catalyst in the market, or it's just super illiquid, okay? So try to stay around liquid options. That means you have a high volume on those options and that people want to trade them. Okay. All right, so that's our bracket. And if we want to do any other sort of brackets, we just come up here like I've shown you before. And let's just go ahead and create one really fast. And let's just call this one, this is the go big or go home type of trade. And what I mean by that is that, we're going to, in this case, if I can only lose $200, then this could only drop 20 cents. Okay. Just trying to give you guys an example. So the stop, this might be for like a breakout trade. You're like, I feel pretty good about this. And I think that, go big or go home, you know, go big or go home. All right. And what's going to happen is we have a 20-cent stop and a dollar reward. Okay. So we're going to say that. All right. So here we go. And that's what that looks like. All right. And so now when we go to this, we will have, I'm pretty sure this saved, didn't it? It should have. Go big or go home. Okay, they're right here. Sorry, I couldn't see them at first. Go big or go home, an option with two targets. So those are the two templates that so far that we've created. Okay. All right. So let's go over and let's just find something new to trade. Let's just say SPX. Again, this is not, please don't be buying this stuff. All right, maybe KO. KO actually looked pretty solid, but SPX we're just going to mess around with, okay? Just want to give you guys an example. All right. Well, SPX too wide. We'll get stopped out too quickly. Let's go with Apple. And let's go to I don't know. Let's just do weekly. We'll go right here. And we will send this. We're going to add this to focus, and now you can see that it's over here. So let's go back to our charts. So we've already done this one. Now let's put this over in here. So now we have Apple, and we have it on the go big or go home, baby. All right, so we are going to, let's just execute this trade. Again, hypothetical trade. So I'm going to hit right here. All right, and I am in. And down here, notice I'm only going to lose $200. Isn't that cool? Right? So we're trading with more contracts, but we're being a lot tighter, but we do it according to the math. Okay? We're doing it according to the math. So it's a little bit tighter, but look at our return. Look at our return in this. Where'd it go? Our return is $1,000 for a $200 risk. Okay? Pretty cool, right? I think it's cool. All right, and we can make money very quickly. And this is more from a scalp perspective. So if we're trading a PMZ or we're trading really quickly off an edge, you don't have to. The biggest thing is like you don't have to lose what you're putting out there. We're using a bracket system, and it makes you, I feel like it makes people feel a little bit more comfortable about taking the trade, because you see right away what it is you can win and what you can lose, right? And that PL Open really helps you kind of understand and how to work these brackets. Can you change the stop to a trailing stop? 100% you can. So what we can do is come over here. Okay, see this right here? You guys ready for this? Mac the Terror, you ready? So what you do is you right click and cancel or replace order. So the question was, can you change this to a trail and stop? You got to right click on this screen and then you come in here, see where it says stop. You're going to go to trail stop and then you can change it according. Right now, price is trading at 57 cents, right? So if I want to, only have 10 cents of trailing stop or 5 cents, I would change it right here. Does that make sense? Can I get a yes or no? You guys tracking with this? All right, cool. So, and then all you do from here is, whatever it is that you want to set, then you hit confirm and send. Now, again, this is for the day intraday trading. Stops do not work after hours when using options. Okay, I think we all know that. Okay. The other thing is you could change it if you wanted to good till canceled. You can actually keep these brackets here good till canceled. Okay. So if for some reason, price is where you want it to be and it works out, then you're never stopped. Tomorrow, these will still be on if you have the GTC. The biggest thing, sorry, right here, the biggest thing is that once you hit GTC, make sure you hit confirm and send. That'll put it in good till canceled. Okay. But the idea here, okay, is that if we wake up tomorrow and you're still under here, this is a great opportunity to stay in the trade and then trim where you originally wanted to get out. The only time that you don't want this here is what? Can somebody tell me? So if we were to go into tomorrow, say Apple's working out for you, what would you want to do in the morning? Why would you want to change this? What condition would happen where you would want to change this? Can anybody tell me? So again, good till canceled is going to keep the order on there, but what condition would you want to make sure you come in here and change this? Anybody know? No guesses? Come on, guys. Exactly. Overnight move in what direction? So, so no, so if it actually were to gap over, sorry. So if it was going in your direction and price moved over, the reason why you would come in here and want to cancel this out is because you don't want this to execute at $1.63 because it might be worth 250. You see what I'm saying? So if you had the good till canceled on here, does that make sense? Then you wouldn't want to like you wouldn't want this. You wouldn't want to be the person who sells at $1.63 and Apple actually opens at 250. All right. So again, a move higher. All right. I mean, if your stop is here and we gap down tonight, right? Something like that, then kind of screwed anyways. I mean, yeah, you'd want to. Your stop wouldn't work, is my point. Okay. So if you gap down here, it doesn't matter that your stop's here. You know, you kind of screwed on the trade, right? They're not going to be nice and go, oh, he won it out at 43 cents. Well, guess what? Price is at 10 cents, right? So that's the idea there. All right. So if it gaps up, you want to take this off. Now, how do you take this off? You simply come over here, guys, and hit the X. Hit the X. Or you can come over here and hit the X. And up here, you can hit the X. If you want to move this, you can literally go like this. Now, I'll tell you, it's a pain in the ass if you don't have auto send on. But see, I could just move this. See that? I could just move this. I could just move it. All right. So very quick in and outs when you're at home trying to trade over here. Very cool. Best way to trade, in my opinion. Okay. ES futures, same way. You should have some sort of system where you have a bracket trade. You better have a bracket trade. So here we'd come over here. Let's go ahead and create a trigger with bracket. Okay. What do you guys typically go for? Let's just say 5 points, and you don't want more than a 2.5 loss. 2.5 loss, okay? And I want to name this. Whoops. Give me 1 second. We're going to name this futures, ES futures, okay? Click on here, ES futures, save, boom. I want to go long ES futures on a bracket trade, boom, okay? And this is completely wrong. I don't know why. It says real-time data. I don't even know how that like even worked. But um but this is a bracket trade. So the cool thing about ES futures is that it can move really fast, right? And it can move against you very quickly. So what you want to do is see this little negative and positive sign here. We can zoom in and out. It's kind of like a navigation. See how if I zoom in, it looks like this. Okay, but you don't want it that tight or you can't tell what the hell you're doing. So you got to open up a little bit so you can see. And what the idea here when I take a futures trade, all right, is that as soon as it starts going in the money, I'm going to raise this. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. This must be because it's just, let's try this one more time. It's ridiculous. Might be because I'm on a paper trade account or something. ES futures. Let's go right here. Yeah, how is this thing even making me money? I'm not even sure what's going on there. Yes, I love this account. It's so good. Treats me so well. See, this one's not even making sense. I'm not sure what's going on here. But anyways, you guys get the idea. Um, this cannot be, accurate, but the idea is to pull your stops up and to raise your targets up. If it keeps moving, you just keep bringing it up, keep bringing it up, keep bringing it up, and bringing that stop up. So basically, you guys ever watch baseball, right? And you got you get that whole thing where they're trying to catch the runner, right? And they keep switching sides. That's all you're doing here. Bringing that stop up, bringing your target up. That's why you don't want the auto sit. You want it checked so you can hurry up and move and get out of trades. Okay. All right, so again, I showed you really quickly, guys, how you could trade a lot of these just by using bracket orders, how to set up your watch list over here, how you can quickly, again, you can detach your screens, okay? You can have a bunch of screens, you can keep detaching different screens, okay? And all of these screens, what you want to do is make sure that they're all color coded differently. All right, because if you have a bunch of focus trades, you can send them. I showed you how to pull up the send to. You pick different colors and you could have SPX on red or you could have puts on red, calls on green, and that type of setup every morning. Now, I was telling you guys before because a lot of you guys came from Simpler, and you might be over at Simpler. So, like for Chandler, he sends out what he's looking for as far as options. For me, that was just an extra step that I used to do that I feel like is sort of a waste of time because I want you to pick the option. I prefer at the monies, and if you go out of the money, just pick like a 35 delta. We don't need to write it down. So when you go over to the options uh, chain, just right click on it, send it to your focus trades, send it to this order. And the way that you approach people who might be doing audio trades, or you're really focused on something, as soon as they say they're in something, you're already set up with the bracket trade. You see what I'm saying? And you're sitting here and you're listening, and it's like, okay, if I want to follow this person, they're talking about going long, on ES futures. I'm going to be right here with my bracket trade. Boom, audio. Somebody says they're in. Boom, you click it. Okay. And it's like that. That makes sense? So this should really help you guys in executing a lot quicker, but also having a sense of, mind or peace around your trade. Like it's really frustrating not to know how much money you can make or lose. before you take a trade. So before I move on and close out this little paper account here, do you guys have any questions when it comes to this type of stuff? Anything that you might not know how to do in here? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we taught it very well, very quickly. I'm trying to think if there's any other tricks. Um, remember in ES Futures, you click on the question mark and this tells you what the quantity from margin requirement is. I don't think this is, yeah, this might be right. So basically this tick per count, so per tick per 0.25, there's four, it's like a dollar. You got four quarters to a dollar. Every 12.5, or sorry, every quarter of a point, you get $12.50 plus or minus. Okay, and you need $11,000 for equity. So if there's something you've never traded before, like micro Bitcoin, I like micro Bitcoin. The way that you can, trade it. Is it MBTC? I thought it was. Now I'm having a hard time remember. Bitcoin. Is it MB? Micro. I thought it was MBTC. Is it not? Or is it something else? Nope. What the hell is it? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find, man. I thought it was MBTC. I've traded before. I know this is. I thought it was this. Maybe I'm wrong. Anybody know? Let's see. Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Can somebody give me the symbol? Bit. Don't think it's that. No. Maybe it's not on futures. I mean, let's see if Bitcoin's on here. It is. Bitcoin's ridiculous. So right here it's $33,000 to hold a contract. That's what this paper trade account is saying. I don't know if it's accurate or not. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to HD down 275 again. So a couple different techniques, that I was talking about earlier, just to show you on here really fast, would be, let's go over here and go to HD. That way you guys know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about trading this stuff. Sometimes I know that some of you don't. Um, let's just go to 14. So basically, I bought like 29 days out here, right? And I think it's 29. Maybe it was more than that. But to, hedge that, I bought debit spreads here. So all I do is I come over here and I click on the buy right here. Okay. And then I hit control and then I do that and it does it automatically. Does everybody understand that? These are tricks inside of Thinkorswim. So one more time. I click on the option I want to buy, okay? And then I can sell here. And so I hit control, click, and then both of these come up for me, okay? Again, if I wanted to buy the 322.5 and sell the 317, I hit control, then I click. This comes up, $1.76, okay? And if I click on here, this is going to give you what I could get paid out. My max loss is 1,790 because I have 10 contracts in here. and my max profit is 3,210. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to buy out of the money. Okay. And I like to go very small. The option itself in HD was only 200 bucks and some change, right? So if I come over here and I do this, this is saying right now, in order to cover that, I could do two. Cost me 120, max profit is 380. Okay. And that would cover that long-term swing trade, which is kind of neat. And, you know, if you get paid here and then it comes down into support at that level and then shoots up, this entire trade is free, which is really cool. All right. Sometimes it works really great. Sometimes it doesn't. It's just a trade. All right. The other option was coming in here, like I was saying, you could sell naked. So when I sell naked, I just, I still have my clothes on, ha ha ha, right? But I come in here and I want to sell these and I try to get the best price I can, right? Right? So I come here and, somewhere between 94 and 104, this will probably fill me anyways. And I sell straight up naked. Okay. And the idea here is that somebody on the other end is trying to, I don't like these paper trade things, but let's try that. See, it's so weird to me on paper trade, like I'm trying to sell it at what they're bidding for, and it won't put me in there. I don't get that. Let's just do open and see what happens. It still won't. Anyways, the idea though is that I sell this call, and I could sell two of these, you know. This is actually the faster way to get paid, in my opinion. It's just a little bit scarier. Um, so if the option cost me $2 and I came in here and sold two of these for 200 and HC continues to fall and tomorrow these go to zero, I collect 200 bucks right away. Okay, it's my $200. The risk that you take is overnight, something bullish happens. HD runs up to freaking 330. These go $7 in the money. You sold them at 94, and then you're gonna have to buy them back at $6. So you lost like $500 a contract. Basically, you're on the other end of the contract. Okay, but these are different ways that we can do things to make money intraday. Sometimes you'll get like a sudden drop and you'll make money over here, and it works out. So, but again, it depends on your account, how much money you have in there, what kind of rules you have to stick to. All of that, I'm sure you know, as far as your broker, what they tell you, and so forth. Okay. Other than that, I think strategies around we could do an iron condor, to make money. We've shown you that on SPX as well. And I'm trying to see here if there's anything else I need to cover. And I don't know. I don't know why this won't execute. It's really weird. No idea. Okay. Yeah, so we don't sell the TOS scripts anymore. Not at this time, I should say. At this time. So anyways, let's close the paper account.